Hi, I'm Benjamin, a 24-year-old documenting his life. And this week I found myself with the question of why everyone, including myself, seems to be chasing excitement instead of consistency. See, I am building my first company together with my best friend and soon hopefully with a few more friends joining us. We turned our passion for cars into something bigger. And even though it is really hard to build a running and successful company without much experience, it is also one of the single greatest things you can do when you're young. This week, it brought us to Milano. We were shooting content for Touring Superleggera, and it was a really nice trip with Nico and Till, who recently joined us on this adventure of building the company. This trip was something rather extraordinary, at least for me, because most of my life actually looks very different. I spent most of my time at home planning, editing and following my routine. I would say that about 5% of the time I have these exciting moments and experiences. But after coming back from Milano, I realized something interesting. First, I got sick. Then I slowly found my way back into my routine. And honestly, there's a feeling I've noticed a lot recently. And that is how good it feels to return to that routine. How this so-called boring life is actually what I need. Getting up at 5:45, working out for an hour or going to run before work. Having the same 2 breakfasts almost every morning. Then working and later lunch with the boys, enjoying the sun. And then the highlight of the day, a specialty coffee and sometimes a cake. This is basically all I need. And this is what genuinely makes me happy. And honestly, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old, but in my opinion, this is what also builds great athletes, businessmen, artists, and just great people in general. They basically build systems for themselves, a rather boring looking foundation that allows them to achieve great things. And most of those things are not overnight successes, but rather many years of repeating the same actions and slowly automating their life around health, discipline and longevity. And that is something I'm starting to understand more and more. Building a life that actually fulfills me and a life that supports my long-term health, challenges me every day and allows me to grow. And then having trips or adventures as highlights and rewards, not something I constantly chase instead of a normal life. So here's to building a life you actually enjoy living. One that is driven by longevity, consistency and purpose, instead of chasing excitement all the time.